Welcome to Rathalos Watch. Today, I am going to be talking about the bombshell news that Capcom dropped out of nowhere earlier this week, discussing new gameplay changes and even layered weapons. Yes, you heard that right. Layered weapons are coming a lot sooner than we thought, and no, this is not an April Fool's joke. Today is April 1st, and unfortunately, I was not able to make a video on this earlier due to personal life stuff, so I had to do it today. This was posted by Capcom earlier this week, like a day ago or so. I'll be including a link to the original Capcom post in the pinned comment. This is going to be a very quick and short news update video without the bullshit to get you up to speed. If you are looking forward to Monster Hunter Wilds coverage or just Monster Hunter in general, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on, and do not forget to join our Discord community. Link is in the pinned comment. Without further ado, let's begin. Yuya Takuta-san put out a letter on the official Monster Hunter website discussing players' feedback, the game's upcoming improvements and changes. He also revealed that the game has been a huge success and has sold over 10 million copies as of that day. Absolutely fucking huge. Congrats and kudos to Capcom on the success of Monster Hunter Wilds. The game is definitely turning out to be a banger in terms of a business investment and fan reception, but more importantly, how it will now impact the future of the Monster Hunter franchise. Clearly, Capcom has cooked well so far with Monster Hunter Wilds, and their efforts have not gone to waste as far as its initial launch goes, despite the fact that there are people who are upset about the game's difficulty and lack of content, which is kind of understandable. Now, what exactly is Capcom going to be changing and updating in the near future? Well, let's cover that now. Just in case you need a reminder, their very first big thing that is coming out is the game's first title update that will feature Mitsuzune, a new returning monster, the multiplayer gathering location, which is called the Grand Hub, Zoshia High Rank Quest, Arena Quests, and so on. This is going to be happening this Friday on April 4th, which is about 3 days from now. Now, this is where things are getting interesting, because Capcom is going to be doing another update at the end of May, and then follow up with a second title update that will feature Lagiacrus, which is another brand new returning monster from Monster Hunter 3, and other unannounced things. The end of May update is sort of a title update 1.5 before 2.0 hits, which is coming out in the summer. Capcom will be making Gore, Magala, and the Apex Predators, including Rathalos, Duna, and Dahaad, as 8-star quest monsters instead of 7, which is what they are now. In the letter, Takuta-san also mentioned that each of these monsters are receiving more adjustments behind the scenes that will make them more resilient, or in other words, more challenging than they are now. This includes increased health, resistance to wounding, and additional tweaks to multiplayer scaling. On top of that, he also said that challenging monsters will also appear in future updates, and that the community should be keeping their eyes out on that. I am not sure if he is referring to existing monsters here or just title update monsters, so take it as you will, but I'm just gonna assume he means new or returning unannounced monsters are coming out in the future updates, and that is what he is referring to. Okay, now in terms of feedback after the game's launch, Takuta-san has stated that they are planning to make various adjustments to the game, which includes weapon balance changes. These changes will be implemented gradually with each upcoming title update in order to make the game more enjoyable for everyone for a longer period of time. As an example, the first weapon that they like to adjust is the hammer, and they are debating on whether they should include the changes for the hammer for the end of May update or the second title update that is coming out in the summer. And on top of that, Capcom will also be implementing a list where you see a preview of each endemic life you've captured. This will also be included in the update at the end of May. So endemic life lovers, rejoice, you finally got your list. He also stated that some unintentionally overpowered things will be adjusted downward, or in other words, nerfed. However, there will also be certain things that will be buffed, and that their goal is to create a generally balanced update. The corrupted mantle is overtuned according to Takuta-san. He said it builds up more damage than intended, and because of this, it made other mantles not as favorable for hunters. So therefore, adjustments will be made and the corrupted mantle will be nerfed. They want to make sure they have a balanced lineup of mantles so they can fit everyone's playstyle. The first title update will also include a variety of quality of life improvements, such as reducing the waiting time when accessing facility functions in each of the locales. They are also planning to make information more accessible via UI improvements in future updates, changes for restocking items, checking skill information, participating in multiplayer quests, and using the sacred along with camera behavior during hunts will also be improved. In terms of PC performance and stability, that will be an ongoing process according to Takuta-san. One of the improvements they are planning to make this Friday in their first title update is to include the reduction of VRAM usage while also upgrading the game to the direct storage version of the Steam version. This should result in an overall improvement in stability for our PC players. More technical improvements are also planned for future title updates and patches, said Takuta-san. Last but not least, Takuta-san finally confirmed that the much requested layered weapons are coming in a future update. However, how exactly they will work and and which update they're coming in has not been clarified, but I think it's safe to say it's not coming out in May or the second title update. Regardless, this is absolutely huge news because that means that Capcom will not be making us wait until the G-Rank expansion to change the look of our weapons. God, I cannot wait for this because the Archon weapons look absolutely fucking terrible. I can finally rock my favorite looking weapon without worrying about losing its stats and style. I'm so glad that Capcom is listening to their Monster Hunter community. This is how you treat your fanbase. If I was a betting man, I'd assume that layered weapons are probably going to be included in the third title update, but that is just a personal guess. That is pretty much it for the big and unexpected news from Monster Hunter Wilds. Let me know what you all think about how Capcom is handling the post-release of the game. How excited are you for the layered weapons? Hammermains, are you happy that you are finally getting your weapon adjusted? What kind of adjustments would you like to see in future updates and for what weapons? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like and subscribe with notifications turned on. Peace out and happy hunting.